What's up, guys, and welcome back to Planners and Wine. My name is Megan.
And I am Myra. Welcome back to another week.
Yes,
Yay.
guys. And last week was just very eventful. I don't know,
I know y'all listen to that like, what are they talking about? What do they mean nothing is going on?
right. Because we
But y'all know
recorded
stuff is
that.
previously recorded.
Exactly. When we said that last week, it was definitely way before anything had went down. So, but a lot has happened in the past 7 days since we recorded. But before we get into all that, Myra, how are you doing?
I am doing well considering the circumstances, but I have a random thought for you.
Yes.
Um, I was listening to Meg because I have a thing for Megs. And I was like, so Meg, like, alter ego is Tina Snow. Beyonce alter ego is Sasha Fierce. Like, I feel like we need alter ego names. What would be your alter ego name? It has to be a two name because the bosses have two names.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, okay, so let me tell you, when I went to Mexico a few years ago, we were on a boat. Meg the Stallion came on one of her songs. I don't even remember what song it was, but obviously I knew all the words. I was really feeling myself, and I dubbed myself Meg the Pony, because I'm short. So that's my alter ego, is Meg the Pony.
Okay, but Meg is your name though.
So, but hers is Meg the Stallion. Isn't that her
but
alter
her
ego?
Alter ego is Tina Snow.
Oh. I don't know. I'm just gonna stick with Meg the Pony for now until I find out something that is not that. Well, I mean, it has my name in it, but trust me, Meg the Pony was somebody totally different than Meg the podcasting mommy. So I was doing a lot. I was feeling it. But I'll work on it. That is hard to come up with on the spot. Oh my gosh. What is yours?
It really is. It really is. I'm still like kind of thinking about it. I don't know. I feel like it has to be something like 2 syllables because both of theirs are 2 syllables. And like,
does
whenever
Beyonce
I like
still rep Sasha Fierce? I hadn't heard her bring up Sasha Fierce in a long time.
I haven't heard her.
I think they merged. I think Beyonce and Sasha Fierce merged into one, in amazing, talented person, She's trying to bring her up no more.
I know. I really don't have like an alter ego name. I'm sorry I put you on the spot. And I don't even have one.
It's okay. We're gonna work on it. Or guys, if y'all want to send in any suggestions based on what please. Y'all know about us, yes, comment on this episode or hit the DMs and let us know, like, what do y'all think should be our alter ego names? We definitely got to work on them because I mean, I just feel like our personalities are just so versatile. One minute we're one way, the next minute we're another way. So we definitely, because I can flip it on and off, especially when I get mad. And I really felt my own alter ego coming out earlier this week because I was so irate at the audacity of the situation that was happening. So, and that's not me all the time.
I will say in college, whenever we would go out or if we travel out of the country, I would tell people my name was Sam, but Sam doesn't have a last name. I feel like Sam needs a last name.
Okay.
So let us know the suggestions.
Yeah, we need to figure that out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sam is definitely a very different person.
Do we want to meet Sam? Have we met Sam? Can you give us an example of when Sam has came and showed out?
Yeah, I don't want to meet Sam.
Has Chuck met Sam?
Yes, very much so. Yes.
Oh my gosh. I probably have met Sam too, but obviously Sam wasn't turning her wrath on me. It was just on other people, and I was just able to observe. So yeah. Oh my gosh. So yeah, guys, I guess we can go ahead and get into this week's topics. So really super random situation kind of came up with Whole Foods. Did you see anything about this situation, Myra?
No, I just thought you put that in like as a substitute for the Karen stuff that was going on in the community. I have no clue what this Whole Food thing is.
Okay, well, here's the thing. Whole Foods is claiming that it is their constitutional right to disallow employees from wearing Black Lives Matter masks while at work. So basically they're being sued, I believe, by the US Labor Board because they illegally banned workers from wearing Black Lives Matter masks. And so the company has responded to that lawsuit saying that labor laws did not cover such a thing. And this is interesting because, back in summer of 2020, when everything was popping off, because of the George Floyd situation and everything, Whole Foods was one of those companies that says that, we believe in people's right to peacefully protest. And, we believe that Black Lives Matter and all this type of stuff. But then you turn around and you ban your employees from wearing Black Lives Matter apparel. And obviously this was done quietly because we didn't know anything about it until this lawsuit came to light. And it's just a crazy coincidence that this came across my news feed today when we are talking about performative allyship. Because if that's not the clearest definition of performative allyship, it just literally just doing it just for the optics, but behind the scenes, you're still on some racist trash behavior. I don't know what is. There's no better definition of it, if you ask me. Like, what are your thoughts on this situation? And will you be shopping at Whole Foods anytime
soon? I wasn't shopping there before. This is another thing that I hate when people be like, boycott. Like,
we don't shop
like there. Boycott 7-Eleven. I remember my family saying that. It was like, there's none here. There's none in Cincinnati. What are we can't boycott it. We don't go there. There's none here. But anyway.
Look, people just want to be a part of something, okay? Yeah. And look, the people in the back don't know where y'all live. They just see y'all saying boycott 7-Eleven too. Like, yeah.
But anywho, like that's very frustrating because I feel like a lot of not companies, but people in general try to like tie like Black Lives Matter like it's the same as like the KKK or honestly like a Confederate flag, and it's
Make America great again.
Yeah, it's not the same. It's just not. It's literally just stating that we matter.
That we matter. And it's, unfortunately, it's not so obvious to everybody. Which is why it does need to be said, but it's clearly obvious to us. And it's just like Whole Foods, like with this trash behavior, like, so I'm just very interested to see like what their justification is going to be. Like, are they going to come at it? Because like I said, this is going to go through the court system unless they, settle or do something like that, which it doesn't seem like they are going to because they're basically doubling down. But I'm like, are they going to come at it as well? We were trying to protect employees from, having, aggressive customers or whatever. I don't know what type of spin they're going to put on it, but there's really just no justification for quietly doing that, but then saying with your chest on social media that you believe that Black Lives Matter. Like, clearly you don't, because you're not willing to stand up to that customer base. You're willing to do it for optics on social media, but in the stores on a day-to-day basis, you're not willing to stand up to those people who don't believe that Black Lives Matter. So you're not an ally. You're just a liar, basically. And the coward.
Why are we coddling these racist feelings? Like, who cares if they get upset? Don't fucking shop here.
If it's not that, we don't want your business. Something else. Exactly. And if it's not that, it's going to be something else. And hell, half of these people that will get upset about that, they were just mad about masking, period. So it's not going to matter too much to them what the mask got on. These are the people who didn't want to wear them anyway.
Honey, Target would never. Side note, Target would never.
Girl, oh Lord, I couldn't. Just break my heart.
Whole Foods is owned by Amazon though, right?
Ooh, I believe so. That can't be a coincidence.
Just
that everything trash coming from Amazon.
And come June, they're gonna say something, have their like blackout profile pic for the month of June. Oh no, June they might do the Pride Month thing.
Oh, you think
so? They may do it for February.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, but I mean, I'm glad that February is very close to this incident because we're not gonna forget.
Yeah,
and people are already, flooding their social media channels and comments with Black Lives Matter. So I'm ready for them to respond.
Yeah. So I'm curious. So can workers also not wear like a rainbow flag or share their pride too? Because I mean, in a sense, those two, like a Black Lives Matter, is on the same spectrum.
Exactly. I don't know. I honestly don't know. Since we don't know, I'm just going to assume that that's not banned because we haven't heard anything otherwise. But like you said, those are pretty much on the same par with one another. So maybe they just want to smoke with the Black community, but they don't want to smoke with the LGBTQ plus community.
But I feel like people don't get this either. There are Black gay people, right? So how can you be like, oh, pride is okay, but you can't,
Black Lives Matter not?
The
fuck. It just sucks because it's like, I feel like, you know, the media and all these conservative news outlets, they have been able to misconstrue and manipulate and basically gaslight the meaning of Black Lives Matter to a lot of people. And I'm sure that, you know, obviously they've been able to do that in some form or fashion with the LGBTQ community, but I just feel like they were just, for whatever reason, they were just more successful doing that to, you know, the Black Lives Matter movement. And so a lot of people who don't want to understand have that misunderstanding of the movement. And it's, like you said, it's really sad when big corporations and companies just kowtow to that when they know that that's not on par with having a Ku Klux Klan mask. They absolutely know that.
Yeah, they know that. Yeah, they just don't want to ruffle those feathers of the Karens and Johns. Have we ever coined the male version of Karen yet? I just feel like we just say random generic American white name.
I've seen. Yeah, I don't think there's one specific one because I mean, you know, we can go into gender issues for sure, but obviously there are tons of male Karens and we don't have just one name for them. But
that's so wild that they tried to pull that. And it's like, also just from a business standpoint, why are you trying to pull that during the Great Resignation?
Oh,
like
that part.
People would leave.
They will, and find another better job.
Yeah. Like now is not the time to like flex your big corporation card because people are leaving. And I'm sure there's now hiring signs at all the Whole Foods everywhere.
Absolutely.
As it is for everybody else. Yeah.
Absolutely. And Whole Foods is one of the better paying you know, retailers, but yet and still, like, if you do the BS, people are just not going to put up with it anymore. So I mean, I hope they lose lots of employees. I hope they lose lots of customers, because there's just no excuse for doing your employees like that. And then they were just so secretive and sneaky about it, because like I said, it didn't even come to the light as far as I knew until this lawsuit came about. So, and I don't think a lot of people were aware of this. But if you shop at Whole Foods, I want you to do your Googles, find you a local Trader Joe's, Publix, Aldi. There are lots of other grocery retailers that you can spend your coin with besides high ass Whole Foods. And Whole Foods high as hell anyway.
Girl, I'm really doing you a favor. Whole check over here.
Period. It's too high.
It's the whole check. Yeah.
It's too high. Exactly. Yeah, it's just crazy that this is when, you know, like I said, this story really broke when we were already having a situation with performative allyship, like we always do in the planner community, because there are a lot of people who love to throw around that word ally and put on that ally hat until it's really time to show and prove that you're an ally, and then
it's the safety pin effect. Remember the safety pin?
Oh yeah, what weren't they like wearing? What's it like? They were like wearing it to show that they were an ally.
Yeah. So basically, the Black Lives Matter highlight is the safety pin effect, because
like the black box.
The safety pin was so dumb. First of all,
the safety pin was dumb. The the black box was dumb. Yeah,
it just doesn't do anything. It's just like, that is really like just a trend or a social media trend, because it doesn't really help the community that you are claiming to be an ally for. And it's honestly, to be an ally, it really just, it starts at home. It's having those conversations. It's challenging yourself, it's educating yourself, it's challenging your family. And you don't even have to pay for that, but a lot of people think they can just throw on the safety pin, throw some money at a black shop, throw some money at some not corporation, what I'm trying to say, some charity, and then they're good. But it's not just that. It's not just that.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, honestly, if you are a person who is not a person of color and you have a Black Lives Matter like highlight on your Instagram page, and the only thing that's on it is just a bunch of reposts of other people's words, that's not giving what you think it's giving. It's not giving what you think it's giving. It's giving performative allyship. It is what is actually given. That is, and
we have told these people that too before.
Or if you have one on your page and it hasn't even been updated in literal years, go take it down and log out for me.
Yeah, we're coming up on 2 years now. Yeah.
And we're not gonna rehash the whole situation from this past week. If you want to know more details about that, hop on over on the Patreon. We have a whole bonus episode where we do
because you don't get no clout for free over here.
Period. Yeah, we do a deep dive into the situation on the January bonus episode that will be out by the time that you listen to this. If you want more information, but basically, I just feel like it really is a huge issue in the planner community that I'm talking about in particular, but obviously all over the world, but just, specifically in the planner community of people who are just performant allies. They want to throw out the word, they're not actually put in any action behind the words. And action, and ally is a verb. It's an action. Like it's not something that you are, it's what you do. And if you're not doing it, you're not one. So
yeah, I think that's a little harsh reality for a lot of folks. Because people don't like to be called the R word.
That's the thing. They don't like to be called that, but they're more concerned about being called that than they are of displaying racist behavior. And if you're more concerned about being called out as a racist than you are about the racist behavior that you display, then you, once again,
a problem. Yeah,
it's not giving what you think is giving.
No, it's not. Yeah. It's like when the girls were like, oh, Karen is a did they like a racial slur? They were trying to claim it.
Yeah, they tried to claim that Karen was a racial slur.
Y'all want to be oppressed so bad.
That's
so bad. So bad.
Or like if a Black woman calls you out on something and your first response is to say that you're scared, say that you're getting bullied, say that you don't know what to do and you don't even understand and you don't think you did anything wrong and you don't, these are all like racist microaggressions. Calling Black women angry, calling Black women aggressive, calling Black women bullies when we're literally just talking to you like peers and trying to explain something to you like peers, then that's some racist microaggressive behavior. It just is. It doesn't matter if you try to claim that you're not all the way white or whatever it is. Okay.
We're
talking about race,
that.
not ethnicity. Yeah. We're talking about your race. So that's just, because there's a difference. I'm about to get mad again.
Yeah, it's a lot of work that needs to be done in the community, and I'm glad that the conversations are being had. And we not about to let this stuff continue to slide. Like it's over with. That like be happy, shut up and plan kind of level of thing. Like that's over.
No,
sorry. Yeah,
some of y'all need to shut up and plan. I feel like we said that before, but some of, not y'all who listening, but some of them do need to actually just shut up and plan. Like, it's not gonna hurt to say less. It never hurts to say less.
Yeah.
So have y'all ever heard the phrase? You should listen twice as much as you speak. that really does apply in these situations where we're talking about microaggressions and tone policing and racial gaslighting. Like, there should be a lot more listening than there is talking when it comes to those type of things. And it's exhausting, and it's not fair that so many Black women and other women of color have been made to not feel safe in our community online, because we can't say, like, we literally can't say anything to a white or white presenting person without being labeled as bullies. And how unfair is that?
Yeah. Yep. That's just something that they just don't have to even consider or deal with within this community. So yeah, that's not fair, because we are a part of this community too. And we should feel just as safe.
Exactly. Every time something happens where we're basically being called out or whatever, before we make that decision whether or not to engage, that is absolutely something that goes to our mind. Like, are people going to think I'm a bully? Are people going to think I'm aggressive? Like, do I need to kind of tailor and kind of pare down what I really, really want to say, so that people don't take this impression of me and just run with it? And what I really figured out this week is it really doesn't matter how we respond. People who want to think that are going to think that regardless. So I'm going to just start cussing y'all out. If y'all going to think I'm a bully anyway.
I didn't know that's where we were going.
For real, I'm not going to censor myself anymore if people are going to think that regardless. If we're literally going to get labeled a bully for giving somebody the feedback that they asked for, then I'm going to give you some shit you didn't ask for.
What she said, what she said. I mean, I've been knew that at this point. Like, I'm just, like, y'all know me, I'm very chill, and like, it really takes a lot to get me to that point. So every like conversation that I had openly with this community, you know, talking about real, whether it's this fake allyship or whatever else that I have came across, I've never been above the level that I'm speaking right now.
Right.
And I've been called a bully. I've been called
Myra literally does not yell. She literally does not yell.
I just don't. But I'm this big, bad, scary person. This is the way I look. Literally.
Yeah, so and I think what you were about to say, like, Pete, you have been accused of, you know, trying to say somebody is not Mexican enough or whatever, like just ridiculous stuff where people are intentionally misrepresenting the facts, aka lying their ass off about the situation just to make you look bad, because it's so easy to do that, because there are so many people out there who are already want to think the worst of us, whether it's people we've had previous interactions with or not. I mean we have a t-shirt, we're not for everybody, so everybody doesn't love the girls. You know,
and it's easier to make me look like, oh, she's the big bad, because it's some truth behind what I'm saying, and they don't want to feel that truth, because then they have to do some soul searching and figure out, like,
so they deflect.
Oh, this is what I'm representing.
So they deflect and they turn themselves into the victim, so people can focus on them being victimized rather than the truth of your words or your statement about them. And it's like one thing with this particular situation that I will bring up: how are you telling people publicly that you're being bullied, but privately you're jumping in people's DMs telling them to at you? Which one is it? Is that so you can have more proof that you're being bullied? Is that why you want people to at you? Like, what's up? It's crazy. Or, you know, people could say, like I said, once again, saying they're being bullied and they're taking social media breaks, but making multiple fake burner accounts just to spy on the people who are bullying them. Which one is it? I don't spy on people who I think are bullying me. Well, one, I'm not getting bullied because I'm grown. So there's that. Girl, should we move on? Because I'm
yes.
Meg the Pony is coming out, and I didn't even mean for her to show up, because she was showing out a little bit on the bonus episode, and now she's back.
Too. I hear you, because it's just wild, and like you said, it's just the audacity, it's the gaslighting, it's the blatant lies, it's the Karen crying in the Victoria's Secret. It's a mind blowing, and
Yeah,
it won't be the last, unfortunately. It just won't be the last.
It won't. And that's why I feel like another lesson that I'm taking from this week is I feel like people feel like because we have a bigger platform than a lot of people in this community do, and you know, we have sponsors and we're doing a lot of awesome things, we have things to lose, so that we're not going to respond because we're too worried about, you know, our image or the podcast, whatever. Trust and believe. We always gonna let the people know what they need to know, and we're never going to let anybody publicly attack us without us being right out front and center and putting the real out there. That is what I feel like, that is why people like us. That's why people enjoy our podcast, because they know that
that's why we got the sponsors that we have
and
the people that work with us, for being ourselves. So I feel like that's why this whole thing got tried, because one, y'all know I'm public enemy number one. I just hope it's a cute picture. I hope it's a cute wanted poster in the office. I just hope it's a cute picture.
That's a cute t-shirt idea. What if we made like a t-shirt with like our faces with like a wanted thing?
Oh my god,
wanted. That's kind of cute. Any of my graphic designer babes out there want to go ahead
and merch?
Let us know.
But I think that's why all this popped off, because originally it was just a cry to get back into that crowd, and coming at the person that they really don't care for is a grand gesture. You know what I mean?
It is. So it is. Right. But, exactly. But you're gonna lose.
But like you said, that, and like I said, the people that work with us and support us and our sponsors and our community know who we are, and we always come here is genuine, and we talk about the real. We talk about things that people don't really want to touch. So
yeah, exactly. If there ever came a day where we felt like we couldn't truly be ourselves on this platform because of sponsors or opportunities or whatever, we just wouldn't do this anymore, because this is the whole point. The whole point of us creating this safe space for ourselves is so that we can say what a lot of people are scared to say, but they want to, you know what I'm saying? And also to say what we want to say, to be able to put our voices out there and have our voices be heard, and to be a part of this conversation, these really important conversations that always happen in this community. They have just been so overshadowed by the very loud minority, which is, you know what I'm saying? Because the majority of people feel like we do about a lot of these situations.
The Planner and Wine voice was needed in this community. Like this is why the podcast has grown the way it does, because this voice was missing.
Right.
And I'm, proud and glad that we can be that voice and empower other people to continue the conversation. And that's not going to stop. And that's why people mess with us. And that's why you can't have a smoking gun on something like that, because we come genuinely ourselves. So, I mean, try it if you want to, but you're going to lose.
Try it if you want to.
Is that a title? Episode title?
I love that. Ooh. Okay.
We'll
Shaking the table.
We'll
all 2022. I like that. Try it if you want to. That's spicy. Yes. I love it.
Hopefully get people to click on it.
Yes, exactly. Here's your drama, sis. Here you go. This is what you were tuning in for. You got what you wanted, I guess. But you get a lot more over on the Patreon. But anyway.
Yes.
Yeah.
Speaking of Black.
Yes, because we love everything Black. Target has officially released their Black History Month collection. It is available in stores and online. It seems like they have a lot of stock of everything. So make sure you purchase as soon as you can, because that doesn't mean it's going to last forever. So make sure you get what you want to get. Myra and I were up at 3 a.m.
Girl,
shopping.
Turned up. Yeah. I got my for those of y'all watching over on YouTube, I got my Gold Mine and Cocoa calendar up.
I can't wait to get mine in the mail.
It's so good. It's so good just to see Black creators in Target. Although they, again, shout out to Target, because Black creators be in Target all year round. But it's just such a good feeling. Like you just feel so proud. And then to see one of the Black creators in this community like doing it and in Target, like that's an even better feeling. So yeah.
Yes. It's so amazing. I cannot wait to get mine. And I'm sorry, I unintentionally lied to you. I pulled a pumpkin spice latte. I did end up getting the gold mine and cocoa planner from Target. It was just so beautiful.
I did too.
I don't
it was so physically pretty. In my hand. It could not,
and it's so pretty.
Yeah, it is.
The thing is, the only reason we weren't gonna get it is just because like our lineups are set and we're happy with our lineups. But no, it was just so beautiful. I was like, look, it's here. I'm just gonna get it, and if I find a use for it, I do. If I don't, maybe I'll try to gift it to a friend or something like that because it's absolutely gorgeous, and I just had to. But yeah,
we always right here.
We always right here. Yes,
I couldn't just leave
so
it.
Pretty.
Yeah, I just couldn't.
Has some like gold foiling on it. It's absolutely gorgeous. So shout out to Miss Felicia doing beautiful and big things, and I just love companies who are just so willing and able to uplift Black voices, Black creators, and do things like that. Target, if you want to sponsor your girls, hit us up. Felicia, put us in contact with somebody at Target. I know you know somebody. I know you got the inside track.
Yeah, and that's another person in this community who shows up unapologetically themselves. Period. And I just love it, and I love that she's like, okay, I did it, so let me help the next person do it too. Yes. So it's just I'm just so happy for her.
Yes,
like, such a huge move.
Me too. Before we take our break, Happy Planner came out with, is it called the Be Happy box, or is it just
I still have not seen it. Y'all keep talking about it and I have not
it's
seen
on their website because it's for sale.
Oh,
now.
It's for sale.
So
okay,
it's
so
on the website. Okay. It's like a Happy Notes. It's like one of them super like long, like a big square, the square sticker books.
Okay, it is a Be Happy box.
It got something that looked like a pink rock in it. I don't really know what that's
for. They put crystals in the box. Child. The box is cute though. Like the box itself, I love it.
I just don't understand the square sticker book thing. I know it's to fit bigger stickers. I don't even understand the purpose of those. But you know,
it is a stone. It's a rose quartz stone. I don't.
Is it an actual stone? There's no. Or is it plastic?
It says it is, but there's no way this is real for $50. Like I literally buy it is crystals tiny and stuff. There's no way. Yeah,
like a little tiny one. You think wouldn't be?
There's no way. Is yeah. I mean, but it doesn't have to be real. If it means something to you, it means something to you. You know.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I just feel like the bigger issue to me is just how Happy Planner will just beat something to death. It's like they get a little sniff of something being popular and they will run it into the ground, just like they ran Homebody and them hideous florals into the ground. I'm sorry if you like Homebody. Them look like my grandma's curtains, them florals. Okay, you can't argue with that. And I feel like they're gonna do the same thing to Stargazer. Is gonna get beat into submission. Basically, it's crazy.
Yeah, that's what's like. I'm not surprised when our people in the Patreon was talking about that they are coming out with it, because it's like the folks love it. Folks love the Stargazer stuff. So I'm not. Why is it only one die cut sticker?
Like as in Uno.
It's just one.
Oh wow. Yeah,
I mean, I guess you get the sticker book too, but it's just, I don't know. Usually when you get die cuts, it'd be like a pack, or you know what I mean?
I remember a time when Be Happy boxes had actual planners in them and not just Happy Notes, and they just felt like you were getting way more bang for your buck. But that's just me. That is just me. I hope this box does sell, because I would hate to get it at a gift at a planner conference if it don't. I'm gonna just say that.
I think it will, honestly. I think people just like this.
The last couple haven't. Like the Disney one didn't sell out.
Yeah, it's still on here, that Disney one. But I'm just like, I'm with you with the notebooks. I think the appeal, like you said, you feel like you get more bang for your buck when it's a planner in there, even if it's undated.
Right. And they're doing a lot of undated planners now, which is why I'm kind of surprised. But I guess I shouldn't be. So yeah, guys, as far as these planner streets go, I mean, obviously we can always depend on Happy Planner to have a new release to talk about every week. But other companies, I hadn't seen it. I mean, everybody's big releases was October, November, December. So everybody else is kind of chilling a little bit. I think we're probably going to get more stuff coming into February. A lot of companies are going to be doing stuff for Black History Month and then going on into the spring. So usually January is just not a big release month in the planner community because you got your planner, sis.
Cool down period. Yeah. I know EC had a lot of restocks. So if you were trying to get something and it wasn't available, go check it out.
I want that lap desk. Do they have the lap desk back in stock?
No, I low-key kind of want that and kind of like kicking myself because I should have signed up for like a collab or reached out to them during that.
I know.
Because that looks so cool. Actually,
and I need it because I do stuff in the bed. Like,
yeah,
I do stuff in the bed. I work in the bed.
Oh my God.
Sorry, guys.
But yeah, I see Laura with it, and I'm like, oh, like yeah, I like it. But yeah, it's still not bad. That's not back in stock, but they got the new straps and stuff. Hello Kitty and Star Wars, because as soon as that Star Wars drop, I was just like, I need it.
Yes.
So, but yeah, we're looking for the lap desk. So a lot of restocks though, if you were looking for something other than that lap desk.
Yes, because you just got the what is it, the tote bag or duffel? It's like a
that weekender bag. Yeah, that's back in stock. Like by the time this come out, hopefully it is back in stock. Like maybe it might be sold out by the time y'all hear this. So sorry.
I know. But stay ready so you don't have to get ready, y'all. Just be checking regularly. Have you made any other planner purchases lately?
Why?
You want me to say
we was friends? Why?
You want me to say what I did first? Y'all, me and Myra,
you go first
to tell each other stuff just now, and then we'd be like, oh my God, I did that too. So I bought an EC Life Planner, an hourly. I think I tried an hourly like way back when I first tried EC, and I really didn't have no use for it, but I'm starting to get more of a use for like kind of time blocking my days. So I do want to use that for like I
have an hourly. Why didn't you tell me? I could have just sent it to you.
Oh, well.
See? Yeah. It just didn't have a cover on it, but I'm sure you have some. You could have bought a cover.
I definitely do.
Save some coin. Yeah,
I know, it's fine. It's like a 2022 one. Oh damn!
Yeah.
Why do you have a 2022 hourly that you're not using?
It came in that the Star Wars thing when I did the collab with them.
Oh yeah,
but yeah, I
should have told you. Next time I'm gonna check with you, but it's already shipped, so I'm excited about it though because I think it'll be very very useful. Because I was using like my Hobonichi cousin for that, but I need something just bigger. So
yeah, I can see that.
What about you, Myra? Now I put myself on Front Street. Are you comfortable now? I'm not calling you out.
Okay, let me look at my shop thing. It's not a lot.
Yes, let the people know.
Hold on. I'm sorry, y'all. My baby's sick.
Ashton, is he doing okay?
He okay, but he was just Chuck just texted me like Ashton just asked to go to bed, so he definitely sick.
Oh,
he asking to go to bed,
right? Definitely, poor thing.
So yeah, I think it's just like a little 24-hour bug, so we'll see how he is in the morning. Honestly, I didn't buy any more planners.
Okay, good.
The only one I bought was the one in Target, the Gold Mountain Cocoa one, but I finally listened to your advice and got those tabs from Passion Planner.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I'll put that in my my Hobonichi, and then I did pick up the icon sticker book from Create with Bree.
Okay. Oh yeah, that looks cute. That really looks cute. I've never tried any before. That does look really cute.
Yeah, I need a lot more basics because the basics ones I had, I just don't want to look at those sticker books anymore. So I'm just kind of replenishing my stash. But I definitely check out Create with Bree. I think she got some awesome products over there. But so technically I haven't. I have been really, really considering buying stuff, but y'all always talk me out of it. Like y'all talked me out of half of my EC purchases last night.
I mean, you were just flagrantly shopping. like without a purpose. Didn't we establish that a real friend checks you? Yes. Okay. And reminds you to reel it in. Okay, that's all that was. But yeah, it's fine to shop. You just got to, just try to be reasonable.
Yeah,
and if
with
you really don't have a
need
for something, then try to move on. I love how you just blasted me like this.
But this is what we need. This is like the community and the friendship that we need in this community. Like people that's going to be like, girl, you don't even use the boutique planners. Like, why are you even considering this? Like, you're not going to use it. But it's on sale. But you need people to be like, it's just because it's on sale doesn't mean you need it.
Exactly.
But it was on sale though. So if y'all looking for it, go ahead.
Go look. Yep. And I'll give a quick update on my situation with the sticker shop. Did I talk about this on the December bonus episode?
No, that was just last week.
Was it the regular? Oh, girl, why did I think that was always December? Anyway, so I am up to 2 emails and a DM to this sticker shop. Literally have still gotten no response. So I decided just to raise a conflict or whatever you want to call it with PayPal, because luckily I did pay through PayPal, and so hopefully they'll either get me my stickers or get my money back. And she ain't responded to that yet either. So, girl, is your phone off? What's going on? Do you not have internet access, but you still be on Instagram every day talking about your sales? This is bad. I did let the Patreon peeps in the Facebook group know what shop it was, but I don't want to publicly blast any other shop. But I did actually have a couple. I had a couple people who DM me and were like, "Is it X, Y, and Z shop?" Because I haven't heard nothing from them either, and it was absolutely the shop. So I don't even have to.
What's the tea, girl?
The girls know it's consistent. It's not just my order.
I hope that don't blow up in her face, because that has to suck.
And full disclosure, because I definitely don't want to throw shade to any of the people we mess with. It's not any of the shops where the shop owner has been on this show. So
yeah,
you can narrow it down from there. Exactly. And I would absolutely never blast any of them. So because we love them. But yeah, girl, give me my stickers and my money. Either one. At this point, I'll still accept the stickers. I just want something. This is wild.
That's insane to me. Like, what is going on? But hopefully everything's all right. But then again, it's kind of hard to be like, hopefully everything's all right if you're still posting about your sales and stuff,
Right, exactly.
I don't know what's going on.
Why are you having sales if you cannot keep up with the sales? It's just a money grab at this point. But it's just like I said, like people are going to figure out, and your reputation is going to precede you, and people are not going to want to shop with you anymore if they know that you're not being realistic about your timeline, and you're not going to get them their stuff, and you're not going to respond. Like people are going to find out about that without me having to blast them. So
yeah, there's a handful of shops that I haven't shopped at because of their reputation within the community. So I mean, and to my knowledge, they've never been like quote unquote publicly blasted or whatever.
Right.
So
right.
Word gets around, especially in this community. So it's just
that it does.
Customer service is really key.
It's key.
Just be transparent. Speak to your people. It will take you far.
Like if you can't keep up with your email inbox, have your husband, your partner, your girlfriend, your wife, whoever, have them check in on your inbox daily just to answer customer emails, like something.
Girl, you know how fast I would be putting Chuck to work.
Period. But
he would be doing overtime.
if she has time to post about sales constantly, she has time to respond to an email or a DM.
And if it's overwhelming, you can just put an update. I know a lot of shops that just put an update like, hey, this is stuck on a boat, or hey, I'm trying to get through these orders. Like just put it somewhere on your website, social media, something, it's not hard.
No, it's not. It's definitely not.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah, I know it really does, but life goes on. I'm not about to have a conniption over some stickers or $50. It is what it is. But I do want my stickers or my money though. So PayPal.
Period. Yeah.
Handle that. But yeah, guys, we're going to go ahead and go for a quick break to hear from our sponsors, and we will be back in just a bit. All right, guys. So we are back with the rest of the episode. Man, I wish y'all could hear some of the inside commentary that goes on between the ad breaks, because we be doing a lot. Shout out to Karina, our friend, our Patreon member, one of our Patreon moderators, and our editor of this show, because she gets all the real tea. So, maybe she'll, gather up these clips and distribute them out to the Patreon crew. I wouldn't mind that at all, because it's really a lot, and it's fun.
Yes, yeah.
But yeah, guys, if you are a small business, a content creator, a shop, we would love to have you sponsor an episode of Planners and Wine. Definitely hit us up at plannersandwine@gmail.com. We would love to talk to you about whatever products you have or whatever you're working on that you want to reach a bigger audience. We would love to help you with that. That is what we're here for, to uplift, especially if you're a Black woman or a POC. But, we're open to all opportunities. We just want to get more details and talk to you.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. I'm so excited for working with new people in the new year. And I'm so excited for Wild too. I know it's not on the list, but I'm probably going to say it every episode until we get there, honestly.
Yes. And you know what? This is something we talked about on the bonus episode, how, we didn't really get to, like, I feel like the situation with that person last week tried to steal our joy and overshadow our excitement for, being able to be the podcast at Wild and be, on the main stage. But nothing is stealing our joy. Nothing is stealing our excitement. We are so pumped. We cannot wait to meet you guys who are going to be there and hang out. And I believe the tickets are still available if you want to get your ticket last minute, or if you're not able to attend, they are offering a virtual option. Just click the link in our bio on Planners and Wine's Instagram if you want to check that out and get your tickets for Wild, because we would love to see you, whether it's virtual, whether it's in person, whatever. And obviously, you guys' support means the world to us, because y'all are the reason why we have this amazing opportunity. So
yeah, absolutely. It'll be in the show notes too. So yeah, if it was something, I know a few people were like, yeah, I was hovering and thinking about going back and forth, but this announcement took me over the edge. So hopefully we can get a lot more of our Planners and Wine folks in the building. And it just, like you said, people try to steal our joy and try to take the spotlight, and are still trying to do it, but you can't, because you're playing checkers and we are playing chess.
Exactly.
It's a whole nother ball game.
Exactly. And I mean, if this wasn't the most validating situation of all, I don't know what was. Like, the fact that you was doing the most, and then we just was able to stunt real quick and be like, yeah, we're gonna be on the main stage of Wild.
Oh my God.
And you're gonna be
spicy
on your,
the title should be Meg is Spicy today.
Meg the Pony.
Oh my God. But yeah, but like you said, like, this would not be happening without all of y'all's support. So if you are able to be there, like, I mean, we'll have more, like, as far as what day and stuff. Like, if you have merch, wear it, like, whatever you have, like, just to show your support, because this is happening because of y'all. Like, y'all really supported us and show out for us. And yeah, it just would not be happening. So if you have some merch on that day, once we know it, we'll let you know. Wear it
and show out. Yes. And also, huge obviously shout out to the team over at Wild for believing in us, supporting us since day one, and giving us this amazing opportunity. We are just beyond excited. So yeah,
and you gonna hear it every week, so get used to it.
Period. Let's do a countdown. We will start a countdown. Yeah, shout out to Jen, because she is always coming with the Wild countdown. So I wonder how many days we are away from it now. I need to check the Wild Facebook group.
It was 60 days on Monday. I feel like we should do how many episodes until Wild.
Oh my gosh, that's a good idea. That is a really do you want to calculate?
I can't math right now.
Real quick.
Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. After this episode, there is 5 episodes until Wild.
You are kidding. That's it?
No,
No way. No way. Wait, let me math real quick and see.
Wait, hold on. Maybe my math ain't mathing. There's 2 more.
5, 6. It's 6 maybe episodes.
6. Okay.
Yeah, because then March the 3rd is when Wild starts. So there's 6 episodes, not including this one until March the 3rd. Wow. That shit crazy.
Yeah.
That shit crazy.
Yeah, that's wild. That it's like here at this point.
I know. Yeah. I'm so excited. I need to start exercising or something because I said I wanted to lose a little bit of weight. It's like I started saying that when we was like a year out, and I was like, yeah, I have plenty of time, and now we're like 6 weeks
up. Yeah.
Like, oh shit. Okay, never mind. But yeah, guys. Also, we have our live episode coming up with our patrons. So make sure you send in any questions to askpnw@gmail.com. Like it can literally be anything. It could be questions about me and Myra, our planning style, or you trying to figure out your planning style, any personal questions, those can be pretty fun and they can be anonymous or not. It's just up to you. So yeah, send us in any questions, or if you have a situation going on, whether it's in the community or outside the community and you're not quite sure how to handle it, you can definitely send those in as well because those are fun too. So
yeah, those are. And I feel like if you have the question, probably a lot of other people have it too. So it's a good conversation starter for sure. But yeah, we'll be doing it on the 23rd. So you have like a week and a half if you want to send something in. We will remind y'all next week as well.
Yes. Next up, so I wrote in our Planners and Wine Patreon group on Facebook asking if any of our patrons had anything that they wanted us to talk about this week on the show, and we got a lot of good feedback, so we can just run through those quickly because we got about 5 questions. So I'm gonna ask them to you, Myra, then I'll give my feedback, and then we'll go on to the next before we get into a little bit of celeb garbage. How does that sound?
That works. Let's do it.
Okay. So first off, our patron Sierra, shout out to Sierra. She said, our feelings on all the pressure to start a weight loss journey in the new year. Speaking of weight loss,
oh, you talked that one up, huh?
I did. So how do you feel about, everybody popping off their fitness journey at the top of the year and all the pressure that they can kind of create for everybody else who may kind of just be happy with, their size, or at least they think they are until they see all these other people doing the most,
Yeah. I don't know. I don't really feel like I've been pressured, but it could be because I just curated my feed a lot within this past year. So maybe that's the thing. I didn't set like any like weight loss goals. Like only goal that I really had was to just feel better in my own skin. So I haven't really been too pressured with that. I mean, only like quote unquote pressure I've seen is maybe a email from Planet Fitness talking about they extended they $0 down, and it's like,
they show
girl, I'm not coming.
That,
I'm not coming. Yeah. Right. I mean, I do most of my like workouts and stuff at home anyway. Not Planet Fitness is cool. If you want to sponsor us, cool, whatever. But the ones near my house are kind of like a closet, so I don't really even entertain thinking about joining them. But yeah, I haven't really had any pressures. Have you had any pressures?
I know I haven't. I guess what I can say is I think that people definitely don't have to wait until it's a new year to decide if they want to make a change, whether it's fitness or whether it's a habit that you want to start or stop. Like regardless of what it is, you definitely don't have to wait until the beginning of the year. So I'm trying to kind of get myself out of that mindset that January 1st is just such this magical day to change your life and you don't have to wait until then. But yeah, I guess I haven't. I think like you said, it's kind of all about how you curate your online spaces and the spaces around you. And if you're seeing or feeling any pressure, then that's a great opportunity to either mute or unfollow some people. Like anybody, there's somebody out there who's making you feel bad about yourself in any way, whether it's intentional or not. Most of the time it's not even intentional. Do yourself a favor and just remove that from yourself if you're feeling that. And I hope you're not. I think she was maybe just talking about like the bigger issue of
I
all
so
that
too.
coming at once. And then I'm sure people are getting tons of emails from tons of workout gurus and gyms and stuff like that. I definitely think it can be a lot.
That's the thing too, Planet Fitness. I'm not coming right now if I was going to come, because it's literally a WWE wrestling match right now in the gym. I'm not going with all them bodies in there. Even pre-pandemic, I don't like people. So
especially now that masking is like largely optional.
Yeah,
a lot of the places you go. Yeah. So
yeah. But and on the flip side of what you're saying, like you don't have to wait until the first. It's also okay to set a goal after the first too. Like I just randomly was like, you know what? I watch a lot of anime. I should probably learn a little bit of Japanese.
Yeah, so that's cool. That's really cool.
So I can actually watch it and not have to read the subtitles at the same time.
Yes.
So that was just randomly like 3 days ago. So I'm working on that. But it goes to show, like, if it's, I think a lot of us have in this our head, like, oh, I missed the first of the month or I missed the first of the year, so that I can't do it. And it's like, no, you can start whenever. You can start on 23rd. It's not that big a deal.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you for the question, girl. Next up, our girl Nicole. She sent in a question. She wanted to know how long you hold Nicole, our patron. Nicole with 1 C. She wanted to know, how long do we hold on to something before we let it go if we haven't used it? She says she has so much stuff just waiting to be used and that she didn't use it for one reason or another. At what point do we say that this isn't getting used and it's time to send it to somebody who will use it?
How long? Forever. I mean, there's a lot of stuff I definitely should be stashing. Honestly, I don't have a time. It's just a feeling for me. Like I get the urge. I don't know if anybody else is like that. And this is just with anything in my house, not even like planner stuff. Like I just randomly get the urge, like it's too much stuff in here. I need to declutter. Just randomly, maybe twice a year or something. And it happens with my planner stuff. So I don't really have a time frame. I don't know. It's just random for me. I have been trying to unlearn like emotional attachment to some of my planner stuff.
Yes.
Especially with like a lot of the stickers, because y'all know I had a lot of like happy planner stuff. And I have been trying to really take the emotional attachment, because at the end of the day it's just stuff.
Right.
So I think that's maybe a part of why we hold on to things a little bit longer than what we should, because we have a little bit of emotional attachment. But I think that's the first step, is taking that away, and then it just becomes so much easier because it's just a thing.
Yep. I agree. Okay, so something I started doing last year was I put a lot of my older sticker books that I had in a while that I hadn't touched. I put them inside of like a plastic like a storage container with a lid on it, and it wasn't like a specific timeline, but once maybe about 5 to 6 months passed and I had never opened up that bin to touch any of those stickers. That's when it kind of got in my head that, okay, I can let these go. And I feel like that time period kind of released me from the emotional attachment as well, because I could look at it very practically, because it's something that's just sitting on your cart. You probably have no idea how long it's been since you used it. But if you are intentional about setting some things aside and you see how long it takes you to grab onto it. I've even seen people who will, like, they'll get like a sticky note, and the last time they use a sticker book, they'll put the date on the sticky note and put that on the sticker book, so they can know literally exactly how long it's been since they picked up that item. And if it's been, you know, X whatever amount of months you want to put on it since you touched it, then you can let it go. And like I said, it will be a lot easier to let it go once you know for a fact, I haven't used this in 6 months. I have no reason not to let it go. Or you may say, I want to revisit this and I want to be more intentional. Like, one of the good things that came out of us moving, I really had to pare down all my planner stuff. So literally everything I use is on my either on my desk or it's on one like small size Michael's cart. And since I have that small amount of stuff, I really touch most of my stuff all the time. And I have been able to revisit a lot of things that I did end up holding on to that I hadn't touched in forever. So yeah, I think you should just take it one step at a time. Don't be too hard on yourself. If you do have an emotional attachment to things, that's totally okay. Just try what I did and maybe like set it aside for a while. And if you don't touch it, then you can just let it go, you know?
Okay, now I'm like also motivated. So thank you, Nicole, for that question to just get rid of stuff. Because I have been trying to like, oh, maybe if I take it out the sticker book, then I'll grab it more. And it's like, I feel like I'm just making an excuse. I haven't touched this stuff in like over a year. It's just time to just go ahead and let it go. It's fine.
Yep. Because then, I mean, I'm really excited to like once we get back in the house again to have my planner space, my planner area, and kind of really. I'm kind of practicing being more intentional on what I buy now so that when I do that, I won't just fill up my space with a bunch of stuff that I'm not going to use. And I can actually really fill up my space with things that I love, things that I am paying attention to, and just things that I want to see. So yeah, girl, but don't be too hard on yourself. Just take it one day at a time. Okay. Planning is, I mean, I definitely don't want to equate it to an addiction because it's not that deep, but it's something about the products that just pulls us in and just has a grip on us. And it's really hard to, like Myra said, unlearn all that. If it gets to a point where it's unhealthy, you definitely should, or even if it's not and you're just tired of having all this crap around you and, you know, being like a low-key hoarder, that it's never too late to kind of make a change and check yourself. So, but yeah, don't be too hard on yourself, though, girl. The next question is from our girl, Caitlin with a K. No relation. We are so spicy on this episode.
Back to back, girl.
Can't help our patrons' names, okay?
I hope this
we love y'all.
Funny to y'all. Yeah,
I know. We love y'all. She said, what is a planner layout that you see a bunch of people using, but you can just not make it work for yourself?
Dashboard. For sure.
Okay. Yeah, did you try? Have you ever gave it a good try?
Have I ever? Yeah, I actually started out like when I really got serious about planning. My first one was that Supermom planner. That was when the dashboard first came out. Yeah,
that was mine too.
Yeah, and it's the decorating for me. Like my catch-all has to be decorated in order for me to come back to it.
Yes,
and it's not the easiest to decorate. I think if you are purely functional, it could work, but I just can't. That's just not me. So yeah,
I totally agree with that. I think that is a great functional layout, but if you're trying to do decorative, then it's definitely not. And I'm the same way. My catch-all has to be decorative as well. I just want it to be fun. For me, this is probably going to surprise Myra a little bit. I don't know how she's going to feel about this. It would be the horizontal layout. I have tried horizontal layout in every planner that you can think of, from EC to Moxie Life to Happy Planner, and it's just something about it I just cannot stick with. Like I was using a horizontal Happy Planner at the beginning of 2021 for memory keeping, and I actually liked it for memory keeping. I can't ever see me doing it for just normal day-to-day planning though. Like I think it's great for journaling and stuff, and that's how I used it, but I just could never make it work for like a normal catch-all planner. I don't really know why. I think I had trouble decorating it too, because then once I decorated, I feel like I lost a lot of planning space. So yeah, it was just a struggle for me. I love the way it looks and I love people's horizontal spreads. I just could never really get it to work for my purposes.
Yeah, that's unacceptable.
Myra, what? This is supposed to be a safe space.
Y'all know I love horizontal. Like if I had to choose, and that's the only one I could use, it definitely would be that. But yeah, I'm
a vertical girl. I guess I'm just a vertical girl.
Yeah. I get it. That's majority of our jams. I do vertical. My catch-all is vertical, so I get it.
Do you have any horizontals in your lineup at all right now?
Yeah, my work planner. Okay. But I don't decorate it. So I get where y'all coming from.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
That definitely makes sense. Yeah. So see, I feel like for both me and Myra, it's just the functional versus the decorative at war, like always. And these just don't work for both of us when it comes to like a decorative way, at least for me with horizontal. But yeah, Myra understands. Y'all have to ignore her sometimes. She just likes to be difficult.
Yeah.
The next question is from our girl Serena. She says, I know Myra is gonna have a good time answering this because this really applies to her. Do you do anything to make planning more fun, magical, peaceful, like candles, listen to music, close the door, keep out the other people, etc.? Myra, tell us what you're planning.
She literally just said what I do. Literally. Do you have a camera in my room?
Like, take us through it.
Everything I do.
Right.
Yeah. Usually I tend to try to do it around nap time because Ashton's napping, and then if Chuck is here, because usually he goes and does his own thing, he's probably playing a game, so it gives me time to be by myself.
Yeah.
I always have the candle burning. Actually, I just found this really cute one from Target. It's red roses. Isn't that cute? It has like all the little hearts and stuff.
How does it smell?
Literally just like roses.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Nice. And then lately I have been just putting on like my lo-fi that has been helping too. And it's literally like self-care. It's like a moment of self-care. Like the phone is off. I'm just decorating, just vibing and planning out like either content or my week or whatever. So yeah. I just treat it as self-care.
Yes, exactly. For me, I like to I love to plan in bed because I love being in my bed.
Really?
I do. I like planning in bed. I like planning at the desk sometimes too, but I just go for being like the most possible of comfort. That's why I need a lab desk really, really badly. So if the EC one don't come back in stock soon, I'm probably just gonna get some random one from Amazon because I really do need a lap desk. But I like being in my bed, and I just like putting on my a show that I'm binging. Like currently I'm binging The Originals on Netflix, and it's crazy because my planning spaces was probably the opposite of Myra's because Mason is going to be running in and out of the room, talking to me, trying to make me play with her, mess with me and stuff. There's a lot going on the show Originals. People screaming and yelling and dying and passing out. It's not the utmost, most peaceful environment, but it works for me and I get it done.
As long as it worked for you.
Yes.
That's
and
all
that
matters.
Candle. I do light a candle too. I do want to smell good in my space. So yeah, girl.
I'm gonna have to try planning in the bed and see how that goes. I just feel like my brain is so chaotic. That's why I'm always at my desk. I'm like, oh, I need a pen. I need this. I need scissors, and we still try and see if that worked for me.
Yeah, let us know. Report back.
I definitely will.
Let's see. Last one is from our girl Danielle. She said, what are you looking forward to this year? Planner or non-planner related, a specific show, music, etc.?
Drag Race for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean that episode is already out, so definitely go listen to that. But I'm really excited for season 14 this year. I think it's going to be a really good season. Go Wild, of course. What else? I honestly, Planners and Wine, just to see what the year is going to bring. I'm on the spot. I'm sure it's something else, but that's all I can think of right now.
If you think of anything while I'm talking, just let us know.
Yeah,
we can circle back. But those are great things to look forward to. Most of the things I'm looking forward to are things that are heavily dependent on the situation with COVID. So my anxiety is at an all-time high. I'm looking forward to, God willing, going to see Adele next month. My birthday month is February. Got tickets to see Adele in Las Vegas. Y'all, if that gets canceled because of COVID, I'm not even gonna talk about it. I'm not going to talk about it because I'm gonna be so, just know that I am completely shattered on the inside. Just know that I'm upset. I'm not gonna talk about it though. So I'm looking forward to that. And like I said, my 33rd birthday next month. Super looking forward to Go Wild. Once again, my anxiety is at an all-time high, but at least that's a little bit further out, so I'm a lot more confident. And they have, their plan down and stuff, so I'm way more confident in Wild than I am with the Adele show situation. And then we're going to see Hamilton on Broadway in New York in June. why am I traveling? Why am I traveling? Why am I doing this to myself?
I didn't know y'all were going to New York.
Yes, it's gonna be on Broadway. So yes, in New York.
Oh my God.
I'm so excited.
Are you gonna meet up with Laura?
Absolutely. Laura has already given me like areas that we need to stay in. She's gonna give me places we need to go. We're gonna link up with her and John Michael. It's gonna be a whole movie. It's gonna be a whole
just FaceTime me.
I will.
Just put me in the table and just FaceTime me.
You'll be on FaceTime. Period. Yes, absolutely. What else? Also, I am doing a little bit of like freelance social media management, so I'm looking forward to how that can possibly grow as a business. So, yeah, I think this year is gonna be good. I have confidence in 2022. I think it's gonna be a good year, and obviously everything with Planners and Wine and Reality and Wine is always something that we're super excited about. So yeah, I'm going into 2022 very optimistic about this year.
Yeah, I totally agree. I feel like it's just going to be an amazing year. I just feel it.
Yes.
We just at this point we're adapting to the situation with COVID, and I'm just really excited. I actually thought of a few more, but I kind of want to keep them to me.
Yes. Surprise
or maybe
sis.
A bonus episode or something, but yeah, that's all that I can think of. I don't think anything else is being like released that I'm excited for. So
not that we know of yet.
Yeah.
Shop owners who know us, hit us up if y'all got some great stuff coming up. We won't tell, okay?
We won't.
We're not the press. You can tell us. Yes. Okay, before we wrap up, we'll get into a little bit of quick celeb garbage. It's been like over a week since this story broke, so I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on it. But all I have to say is Tristan Thompson, he needs to just be neutered. He needs to be neutered. He needs to be prevented from procreating anymore because he is just absolutely reckless. He is reckless. He is embarrassing. He's everything you don't want. He is everything you don't want in a partner, in a husband, in a anything. And he is so embarrassing. And even though Chloe 100% walked into the situation with him with her eyes wide open because he had just done this to another woman, and she has chosen time and time again to turn a blind eye and take him back and do this and do that. I still have the tiniest bit of sympathy for her because, man, it sucks to have a child with him. Man. Like,
yeah,
unbelievably so.
I don't know who called him a tall hoe, but I think about that every time his name.
Everybody has called him that. Everybody has called him that.
It just makes my soul just laugh.
And you know what?
It's just hilarious.
Where the sympathy comes from is I can't remember this TikToker's name, but she had made a video kind of doing a deep dive into like the psychology of Chloe. That she just speculated because she don't know Chloe, nothing like that. But she basically is talking about why Chloe has stayed with him, and she was basically like, Chloe has seen in real time exactly how Tristan treats the mothers of his children when he don't like them no more. So she probably feels like the only way for her to make sure her child has an active father in him is for her to maintain a relationship, like a sexual relationship with him, basically. And I was like, damn, that's sad as hell if that's really what she's going through.
What to say, girl, that's stupid.
That's sad. It's sad too, though. It's sad.
Like, forget him.
But my thing is, you don't have no problem with him leaving his first child fatherless. So that's the thing. I can't help it. I'm an empath, and even people who do not deserve any type of sympathy, I will still find a little bit of way to give them some sympathy. I literally just can't help it. But yeah, not a lot. It's definitely not a lot. There are way other people and women who deserve way more sympathy than Chloe. I just want to keep the focus on Tristan and the fact that you just can't be more reckless and garbage than him. You really can't. And embarrassing. And him putting out that statement talking about he has the utmost respect for her. I would have just slapped him. No, you don't. No, you do not. You just don't.
It was a statement for me.
Girl, that was so embarrassing. That was so embarrassing.
Yeah. It couldn't have been even worse. A part of me is like, would have been better if him not saying anything. It was a double-edged sword regardless. Like if he didn't say anything, he was gonna get dragged for that too. So it didn't matter.
It didn't matter. But he's done so much. I don't know why this is a situation he wants to make a statement on, but I guess if we see them back together, girl, Lord, the little bit of sympathy I had gonna go straight up out the window. Like, okay, so clearly you just like pain. You're just a masochist. Okay, got it.
Certain people just have to learn things on their own, and we just gonna have to accept.
She ain't learned yet. Has she not learned yet?
Well, no. It's just it's gonna be on her own timing.
Yeah, you're right. Last thing I want to talk about, y'all, the fact that Kardashian stuff is just such a huge part of celeb garbage. I don't even think we would be able to have celeb garbage if the Kardashians just didn't exist tomorrow, because they love it. I'm trying to figure out why anybody would date Kanye West. I know the answer is money, but besides money, why would anybody date Kanye West? He's been seen around with some like model, actress, random white woman, and she was literally like interviewed in a magazine detailing her date with Kanye West. And I'm assuming he approved of it because they have been seen together numerous times since she did that. And I'm just like, wasn't he just shouting from the rooftops literally on stage last month how badly he wanted Kim and his family back? So you're knowingly dating somebody who's not over their ex, and you want us to believe that it's for a reason besides money and fame. Okay.
We've already established that people just do weird things for the validation of others.
So weird.
Yeah. So it's just something we have to accept. It's so hard because it's just like, for us, it's like we would never. So that's why things like that is just so mind-boggling to us. But we gotta accept people just don't think like us.
They don't. They absolutely don't. Yeah.
I just wouldn't even publicly say it. Like, can we, like, people gonna have to puzzle the pieces together that I'm dating you.
But if
like,
it's for clout, in
somewhere,
right? Well, but it's for clout. That's the thing. It's like, and it's like,
I'm
do
black.
I respect the honesty
after what he did? I just can't.
No, I will never see it for him again. And it's like I said, I feel like I kind of low key respect the honesty that, I mean, sis is basically just putting it all out there that this is for clout and fame and attention and money. So thank you for being honest.
She can overlook all that stuff. I couldn't.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I mean, it's a lot of people who are still listening to Kanye who have been able to overlook that. And I don't care how many gospel albums he dropped. He has not renounced his support of MAGA and Trump.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
So yeah, but y'all,
it's hard to even go back to the old albums because like Kanye West stand down, and it's just so hard. Like he just crossed the line with me that I just can't. Can't get back.
I feel like how big of a fan of Kanye West you used to be directly correlates to your ability to still mess with him or not. And us people, those of us who were like super big stans of him, we cannot stand the thought or the sight of him. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's how I am. Like, I was the biggest Kanye West stan in the world, and now I literally just can't with him.
Yeah, it came up in our memories. We went to go see, I think that was, what album was that? I can't even remember what album was at this point.
Yeezy?
And it might have been Yeezy? It might have been Yeezy because he was getting backlash because he did the whole like Jesus came down kind of thing. Yeah, and that was there. So yeah. Good, very good show, but it's like I can't even look at these freaking memories anymore. It's hard to look at them.
That was the first and only Kanye West concert I ever been to. I had just moved to Dallas. Dallas had literally frozen over. There was ice on the interstate, and me and my friend drove like 10 miles per hour to the stadium to go to that show. So I literally almost
y'all was determined.
I'm gonna die for Kanye West, and that's why I don't care about him no more. I'm done. That is why I'm so angry. That's my secret.
Yeah. Oh man,
and me and my brother had me and my brother had like
person.
such a big argument about it because he did not want me to go to the show, and he tried to get my mom to like talk me out of going, but I was literally determined, and we went, and it was amazing. And like I said, I've risked my life for Kanye West, and this is how he pays me back. I'm done. It was a great show.
Yeah,
it was a great show.
Mm-hmm. This is the same person that said George Bush doesn't care about Black people. Like, you can't even recognize him anymore.
Kanye West doesn't care about Black people.
Yeah,
that's who doesn't care about Black people.
Yeah, Kanye West cares about Kanye West.
Period.
That's it.
Yeah. Before we started recording, I got some super sad news. Well, the world got it, that Bob Saget, Danny Tanner from Full House, unexpectedly passed away. He was only 65 years old. He literally did a comedy show just last night. And he was found passed away in his hotel room today. So we don't know any details as of yet. And even if we did, we really wouldn't want to talk too much about him, but it's just sad. Like, this is the second week in a row we're having to talk about one of our 80s or 90s TV sitcom faves passing away. And I can't take it. I literally cannot take it.
Wow. Yeah. That is sad. I didn't even know that. You literally just told me.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Wait, you didn't know before we started recording? Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm always the person who to tell Dallas when celebrities die too. Yeah. He never knows, and I'm always telling him the news, and it breaks me down every single time. So
yeah, that sucks. That's crazy. He was just doing some stand-up yesterday.
Literally yesterday. So I don't know. Yeah, it is just very, very sad. But and I hate to end the show on that note. Myra, do you have something pleasant you could say?
I don't. When is the next Bachelor reality wine dropping? Do you know?
Okay, I'm not sure. Well, because usually, like, we did the one for the premiere episode. Make sure y'all check that out on the Reality and Wine and the Planners and Wine feed. Make sure you subscribe to the Reality and Wine feed and the Instagram channel. We'll probably take about maybe like a 1 to 2 week break and then come back on maybe like the 4th episode or something like that. But we're definitely gonna do more things to interact with that channel. Don't hold me to it, but hopefully this week or next week I'll be live watching the show, and I'll be updating the Instagram page on the stories as I watch the show. So hopefully I'll get the chance to do that, and then we'll have another episode coming out in a couple of weeks. But this week we do have an episode of Reality and Wine featuring you and Danny, correct?
Yay. Yep. Yeah, that was released Monday. That full episode is up on this feed, Air Reality and Wine. But if y'all want to continue to listen to the full episodes, they're going to be on the Reality and Wine feed. So we'll give y'all like little clips just in case y'all don't listen and go over there now. But it'll be a little clip here on the Planners and Wine feed. But if you want to fully listen to the full episodes moving forward, definitely follow, subscribe. I don't know what it is. Go to that feed. The link is in the show notes.
Yes.
So you don't miss out on any of that. And Spotify has 5-star reviews, so we would really appreciate it. It's just literally a click of a button. If y'all want to go ahead and leave a review over on Spotify and do that, we'll love that. After we get so many, it'll start saying like, "Oh, this is a 5-star podcast," and that is something free that will help us out a lot. So if y'all can go check that out and do that, we will greatly appreciate it.
Yes, we would, guys. Definitely do that. Make sure y'all follow and interact with the page when y'all are watching the show. Tag Reality and Wine. Let us know you're watching. Let us know your thoughts. We would love the feedback. I think that's it for this week. Myra, did you have anything else? Thank you for changing the mood. That definitely, you did that.
That just made me sad again because I just thought of thank you for being a friend.
Oh my God, stop. Okay.
I'm obsessed with this freaking show now.
Good? Isn't it so everything? I'm so jealous of you that you get to watch Golden Girls for the first time. I would literally do anything to be able to watch that show again for the first time. That's how much I'm obsessed and I love it. I'm gutted. I am gutted.
Yeah. I'm kind of low-key mad at myself for waiting this long, but yeah, that's all that we have this week. Thank you all. Thank you so much for y'all's support.
Yes.
For this past week, like the real support, truly, like thank y'all. And we appreciate y'all, and just the support from the wild stuff, like it's just so overwhelming. We just love y'all so much for that.
We love you guys so much, and we will talk to y'all next week.
Bye guys.